The US prison system is broken. It's a system more focused on punishment than rehabilitation. Instead of addressing the root causes of crime, we lock people up and throw away the key. This tough-on-crime approach has led to mass incarceration, with the US having the highest incarceration rate in the world. But does it actually make us safer? The evidence says no. Crime rates haven't significantly decreased. What we're left with is a bloated, expensive system that fails to address the underlying issues that lead to crime in the first place. This shift towards punishment has had devastating consequences. It's created a cycle of incarceration that disproportionately affects marginalized communities. It's also led to overcrowded prisons, strained budgets, and a lack of resources for rehabilitation programs. We need to rethink our approach to criminal justice. Instead of simply punishing people, we need to focus on rehabilitating them and helping them become productive members of society. Prisons have become de facto mental health institutions. A staggering number of inmates suffer from mental illness. Many were already struggling before entering prison. The stress of incarceration only exacerbates these issues. Prisons are often ill-equipped to handle this crisis. There's a severe shortage of mental health professionals. Inmates often don't receive the treatment they need. This lack of mental health care has dire consequences. It can lead to suicide, self-harm, and violent behavior. It also makes it harder for inmates to successfully reintegrate into society upon release. We need to prioritize mental health care in prisons. This means hiring more mental health professionals, providing adequate funding for treatment programs, and creating a more supportive environment for inmates struggling with mental health issues. Psychologists play a vital role in prisons. They provide much-needed mental health services to a population in crisis. They assess inmates, provide individual and group therapy, and develop treatment plans. They also work to reduce recidivism by offering programs that address substance abuse, anger management, and life skills. They are on the front lines battling a system that often prioritizes punishment over rehabilitation. Despite their dedication, prison psychologists face immense challenges. They are often overworked and underpaid. They lack resources and support from prison administration. They are constantly confronted with the limitations of a system that is designed to punish, not heal. Yet they persist, driven by a commitment to helping those most in need. Their work is essential, but it's clear that they can't do it alone. We need systemic change to support their efforts and create a more humane and effective prison system. Rehabilitation programs are crucial. They offer a path for inmates to break the cycle of crime. These programs address a wide range of issues, including substance abuse, anger management, job training, and education. They provide inmates with the tools they need to rebuild their lives and become productive members of society. However, these programs are often underfunded and overlooked. The lack of resources is a major obstacle to successful rehabilitation. Overcrowded prisons and limited budgets mean that many programs are understaffed and inadequate. Without proper funding and support, these programs are set up to fail. We need to invest in rehabilitation. It's not just the right thing to do for inmates, it's the smart thing to do for society. By providing inmates with the tools they need to succeed, we reduce recidivism, save taxpayer dollars, and create safer communities. Section 5. Beyond punishment research shows rehabilitation works. Despite the challenges, there is hope. Research shows that rehabilitation programs can be effective. When designed and implemented properly, these programs can significantly reduce recidivism rates. This means fewer victims of crime and safer communities. It also means less taxpayer money spent on incarceration. It's a win-win situation. Effective programs focus on evidence-based practices. These include cognitive behavioral therapy, substance abuse treatment, and educational and vocational training. These programs help inmates address the underlying issues that led to their criminal behavior. They also provide them with the skills and support they need to make positive changes in their lives. The evidence is clear. Rehabilitation works. It's time for policymakers to prioritize these programs and invest in their success. Section 6. The Stanford Prison Experiment, a mirror to our darkness. The Stanford Prison Experiment remains a chilling reminder of the power of situations. Conducted in 1971, this experiment simulated a prison environment. College students were randomly assigned roles as guards or prisoners. What unfolded was shocking. The guards became increasingly authoritarian and abusive, while the prisoners became passive and depressed. The experiment, though ethically controversial, revealed a dark side to human nature. It showed how easily people can conform to roles, even when those roles involve cruelty and dehumanization. The findings have profound implications for how we think about prisons. They highlight the need for strong ethical guidelines, robust oversight, and a focus on rehabilitation over punishment. Section 7, Supermax prisons, solitary confinement and its scars. Supermax prisons represent the most extreme form of incarceration. Inmates are held in solitary confinement for up to 23 hours a day, often for years on end. They have little to no human contact, sensory stimulation, or access to rehabilitative programs. The conditions are often described as torturous, both physically and psychologically. The psychological effects of prolonged solitary confinement are well documented. Inmates often experience severe anxiety, depression, paranoia, hallucinations, and suicidal thoughts. These effects can persist long after release, making it difficult for individuals to reintegrate into society. The use of solitary confinement raises serious ethical concerns. It's a cruel and inhumane practice that can cause lasting psychological harm. We need to rethink its use and explore alternative approaches to managing difficult prisoners. Section 8. The illusion of safety, why tough on crime fails. The tough on crime approach is often justified as a way to keep the public safe. However, the evidence suggests otherwise. Mass incarceration has not made our communities safer. In fact, it may be having the opposite effect. By focusing solely on punishment, we neglect the root causes of crime such as poverty, lack of opportunity, and substance abuse. Furthermore, the harsh conditions of many prisons can actually increase the likelihood of recidivism. Inmates who are subjected to violence, abuse, and isolation are more likely to reoffend upon release. This is because they haven't had the opportunity to address the underlying issues that led to their criminal behavior. They also lack the skills and support they need to successfully reintegrate into society. Section 9. Breaking the cycle. Investing in prevention and reintegration. If we want to create a safer society, we need to look beyond the walls of prisons. Investing in prevention and reintegration programs is crucial. This means addressing the root causes of crime such as poverty, lack of education, and substance abuse. It also means providing formerly incarcerated individuals with the support they need to rebuild their lives. Prevention programs can take many forms. They can include early childhood education, job training, mental health services, and substance abuse treatment. These programs aim to prevent crime before it occurs by addressing the factors that contribute to it. Reintegration programs are equally important. These programs provide formerly incarcerated individuals with housing, job training, counseling, and other support services. By helping these individuals successfully transition back into society, we reduce the likelihood of recidivism and create safer communities. Section 10. The high cost of ignoring rehabilitation. The costs of ignoring rehabilitation are high, both financially and socially. The United States spends billions of dollars each year on incarceration. This is money that could be better spent on education, healthcare, and other social programs. Moreover, mass incarceration has devastating consequences for individuals, families, and communities. When we incarcerate someone, we not only remove them from society, but we also impose significant costs on their families and communities. Children with incarcerated parents are more likely to experience poverty, behavioral problems, and educational challenges. Communities with high incarceration rates often suffer from economic decline, social disorganization, and a lack of trust in law enforcement. Section 11. A call for humanity, treating prisoners as people. At the heart of prison reform is a simple but profound idea: treating prisoners as people. Every human being, regardless of their past mistakes, deserves to be treated with dignity and respect. This means ensuring their basic needs are met, providing access to healthcare and education, and protecting them from abuse and exploitation. It also means recognizing their potential for rehabilitation. Most prisoners are not inherently bad people. They are individuals who have made mistakes, often as a result of difficult circumstances. By providing them with opportunities for growth and change, we not only give them a second chance, but we also make our communities safer. Section 12. Towards a better future. Reforming our prisons, reforming ourselves. Reforming our prison system is not just about changing laws and policies. It's about changing our mindset. It's about moving away from a culture of punishment and towards a culture of rehabilitation and redemption. It's about recognizing that everyone deserves a second chance. This will require a collective effort. We need policymakers to enact meaningful reforms, such as reducing mandatory minimum sentences, investing in rehabilitation programs, and expanding alternatives to incarceration. We need communities to provide support for formerly incarcerated individuals and their families. And we need to challenge our own biases and prejudices about crime and punishment. By working together, we can create a more just and humane criminal justice system that prioritizes rehabilitation, redemption, and the well-being of all members of society.